Hello there, this is the part 4 of On the Shortness of Life. So let's begin. Life is divided into three parts. Life is divided into three periods: past, present, and future. Of these, present is short, the future is doubtful, the past is certain. For this last is the one over which fortune has lost her power, which cannot be brought back to anyone's control. But this is what preoccupied people lose, for they have no time to look back at their past, and even if they did, it is not pleasant to recall activities they are ashamed of. So they are unwilling to cast their minds back to times ill spent. Hmm. Now everybody talks about these three things: past, present, and future, of course. But but I like this idea. The last one, no one has control over the past, no one in the world. And he's saying the preoccupied people lose their past. What does it mean? What does it mean to lose past, you would ask? Well, if you spend time in a good activity, in a skill, for example, like learning a new language, let's say you want to learn Japanese. If you spend, let's say, 2 years learning Japanese, now the past is gone, but in those 2 years, you have acquired a new skill. And someone who doesn't acquire new skills, who doesn't put effort in themselves, they lose their time. That's the idea. Preoccupied people, they're distracted people, people who don't value their time, they lose their past. People who care about their time, they actually they turn their time into something valuable. It could be money as well. You could make a business, you could get a good job, you could buy an apartment, a car. You are turning your time into something valuable, or as I said, learning a skill. When you look back into your past, you have something to show. You have something to show. If someone asks, what did you do for the past years? You can show them what you acquired. That's the idea. In the present, we have only one day at a time. Only one day at a time. It is such a powerful idea. You always live one day at a time. You don't live you don't live for weeks, months, or years. We people say, I will do it next month, or I will do it next year. But next month or next month never comes. You always live one day at a time. Before you know it, a year will be past and you will still be living life one day at a time. Jim Rohn says, time never changes. Time never changes. It's you who can change. We only live time. In present, we only have one day at a time. Each offering a minute at a time. But all the days of the past will come to your call. Wow, what an idea. In present, you can only live one day at a time, but when you use your mind to recall, you can think about all the days you have lived. You can detain and inspect them at your will, something which the preoccupied have no time to do. So there will always be a dichotomy of preoccupied and the wise. The preoccupied has no time to look at their past and learn from their mistakes. It is the mind which is tranquil and free from care, which can roam through all the stages of its life. Oh, what a good idea. When you have spent your time on something good, you can freely think about it. But when you have spent on something bad, you feel ashamed. You don't want to recall that activity. The minds the minds of the preoccupied cannot turn round and look behind them, so their lives vanish into an abyss. And just as it is no use pouring any amount of liquid into a container without a bottom to catch and hold it, so it does not matter how much time we are given if there is nowhere for it to settle. It escapes through the cracks and holes of the mind. So, settling of a liquid into a container is like spending your time into a good activity. The only way to make use of your time is to spend it on a good activity. In a word, would you like to know how they do not live long? See how keen they are to live long. Feeble old men pray for a few more years. They pretend they are younger than they are. They comfort themselves by this deception and fool themselves. But when at last some illness has reminded them of their mortality, how terrified do they die? As if they were not just passing out of life but being dragged out of it. They reflect how pointlessly they acquired things they never would use. Oh, what do you want to say about this? Everyone wants to live long. Everyone, especially the old people who can see their time approaching. But why do people want to live long? The question is, why do you even want to live long? What do you want to do with life? You haven't done anything useful in the past, so why do you want to live long? See how keen they are to live long. The wise man, the wise man will not hesitate to meet death with a firm step. So being unafraid of death is one more attribute of a wise man, because the idea of stoicism is to live according to nature, and that is part of nature. So this is it for part 4.